Hey y'all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are located at in the world. I just have this question. And I'm gonna need for you all to comment down below and y'all tell me if y'all think I was wrong or was I right. Now a couple of weeks ago it was Teachers Week. A couple of weeks ago it was Teachers Week. Now my grandson goes to the daycare. So during Teachers Week, I had bought all the teachers that, deals with my grandson. I bought all of them a gift for Teachers Week. But it was two main teachers that I see, his main teacher and then the one that I see like in the morning time at 6 o'clock when I drop him off. Now, I told her I would have something for her at the end of the year, which is today. For taking care of my grandson because he graduates Saturday from daycare. And then I told the main teacher I have something for her. So them the only two teachers that I told them I would have something for them for the end of the school year, which is today for them. Now, it's one teacher that I didn't too much care for, but I still gave her a gift for Teachers Week because my grandson was kind of scared of her and he was crying, so I didn't know whether or not she'd been hitting him or whatever, because when I noticed how he was acting, I asked her, and I didn't sugarcoat it or nothing. I asked her, has she been hitting on him? And she said, no. I said, you sure? I said, because I ain't never seen him act like this here with the other teachers. I said, you sure? So she said, no. So it was a little thing about that, because I approached her about it. Because these kids, we know our kids, y'all. Because I ain't never seen my grandson act like that. So today, I took the both of the baskets, the one for the lady that's at 6 o'clock and the one for the regular teacher. And the one for 6 o'clock, took her hers because she's there at 6 o'clock in the morning. So now, when I had called about a month ago to ask what was the teacher's name, because I didn't know their names, y'all. I asked what was the teacher's name, the one to be there at 6 o'clock, and the regular teacher. So now, they told me Miss Cheyenne is the one that's there. They said Miss Meyer is the one that's there at 6 o'clock. So I'm like, okay. And then the other name is Miss Heaven. I said, okay. So I took the basket in this morning and I gave it to the lady that they said, the lady that I know, that I see every morning at 6 o'clock. I gave her the basket. So I go to pick my grandson up this morning, y'all, at 10 o'clock so I could take him to speech therapy. And the office manager said, I think you gave the basket to the wrong teacher. So I said, the wrong teacher? So she said, yeah. So I'm like, no, I didn't get it back to the wrong teacher. So she said, yeah. So she followed me into the classroom. She said, this is Miss Maya. This is who you gave the basket to. I said, no, this ain't who I gave the basket to. I said, I know who I gave the basket to, and I know who I appreciate. So she said, but you got the bag. On the bag, you got Miss Maya on there. She said, this is Miss Maya. Now, mind you, Miss Maya is the black lady. No, that ain't the motherfucker who I was getting the bag to. That ain't her. Because that's the one that my grandson was scared of. She said, but you got her name on the bag right here. I said, okay. They gave me the wrong name. I said, so okay, Miss Maya, you can have this bag. Because I had got a name printed on the bag. I said, you can have this bag. I said, but everything else in this basket, this whole basket, is going to the lady that I gave it to. This goddamn lady, teacher told me, no, it's like a confusion. I said, ain't no confusion. Because I know who I gave the basket to. I know who I was talking to. I said, ain't no confusion. So how y'all gonna take my shit that I done bought for this lady and give it to Miss Maya? No, Miss Maya don't get this here shit. Miss Maya got a bag a couple of weeks ago when it was Teachers Week. She said, well, we just don't want no frustration, amongst the ladies and this. I said, there ain't gonna be no frustration. That's because I know who this goes to. I know who I see. And this is not her. I said, I just started seeing her at 6 o'clock in the morning 3 months ago. I said, I've been seeing the other lady, which is a Caucasian lady. I've been seeing her since November, sometime in November, in the morning time at 6 o'clock. So I've been seeing her more than I've been seeing Miss Maya. I said, so ain't no confusion. I said, so where is the lady? I said, what's her name? She said, Miss Cheyenne. Okay, where's Miss Cheyenne at? Well, she works in the baby room. So that's why I'm telling you that Miss Cheyenne just there in the morning time because she do with the babies. And Miss Maya is with Jonathan, you know, doing the, I said, ma'am, well, Miss Cheyenne is the lady this gift goes to. Because I see her every morning. This is, you know, I see her every morning. I said, so now where is Miss Cheyenne at? Well, she's in the baby room. I said, where's the baby room at? She showed it to me, and I went in there. I said, Miss Cheyenne. I said, this is your basket. I said, ain't no confusion. I said, this is your basket. I said, now, when I asked them the sizes of your shoes for you and the other lady and the names, they told me a size 10 and Miss Maya. So they took it among themselves and gave me the teacher that was in the original classroom. They took it among themselves and gave me her name instead of your name. Ain't no confusion. This is your basket. I said, now the shoes are a size 10 because I looked down at her feet. Looked like she wear probably about a 5 or a 6. I said, now you could either give these shoes to Miss Maya, since that's her shoe size that they gave me, or either you can give them away to whoever you want to give them to. It don't matter to me. I said, but this is your basket, and ain't no confusion. And then as I'm sitting here in my car, it looked like some shit was missing out of the basket. So I'm going to ask Miss Cheyenne in the morning when I drop my grandson off tomorrow for his last day because they're doing graduation Saturday. So I won't be there to pick him up tomorrow evening. So, but tomorrow morning I'm going to ask her, was her bath and body wash in that bag? And some stuff that I had for her daughter in that bag, in that basket as well. And I don't recall seeing it. So, Miss Maya must have took some of the shit out. But I'm going to find out tomorrow, y'all. But what y'all think, though? You know, they just going to take my shit that I done bought for the Caucasian lady with the long hair and give it to Miss Maya, the black lady. No. Told the office manager, I said, no, ain't no confusion. Yeah, Miss Maya, his teacher, doing that, yeah. But I don't care for her because of how my grandson was acting. Because she did something to my grandson. Because you can't hardly understand what he's saying when he's talking. That's why he's going to speech therapy. Because a few months ago, when I asked him, did she say anything to him or do anything, he said, yeah. I said, what did he do? What did she do? And he was saying something, but I couldn't understand what he was saying. So that's why now we got him in speech therapy. Now it's been about 3 months now that he's been going to speech therapy, so we can understand what he's saying. So when motherfuckers like that put their hands on him and stuff like that, he'll be able to tell us who it was or what they done said to him, you know. So yeah. So she got her little gift for Teachers Week, doing Teachers Week. It was a nice little gift. But no, bitch, this ain't yours. I gave it exactly to who I gave it to. So, but y'all comment down below and tell me what y'all think. Was I wrong or was I right? Or was they wrong for taking the damn basket and giving it to Miss Maya? Because it was a bag in there that said Miss Maya. No. But I'm going to order Miss Cheyenne a bag with her name on it and take it to her over the summer. So I'm going to do that. But y'all let me know what y'all think down below. Was I wrong or was I right? Talk to y'all later. Bye.